Hey everybody, Steve Richards here, and we are ready to get started now that we've hit 5 o'clock on the West Coast, 8 o'clock on the East Coast. I want to thank everybody for coming out and supporting and checking out our webinar tonight. You can see from Mike's screen here, we have our topic tonight is Become an Efficiency Extraordinaire, which is going to help you to gain more time in your day. It's going to help. We can't give you more than 24 hours in a day, but we can help you be more efficient with that time. So that's what this webinar is going to go through tonight. And I'm excited about it because I know I have a couple time management issues myself. So I'm excited to see what Mike's going to talk about and what I can learn as well. So we're going to go first things first here. I'm just going to make sure that everybody can hear me okay. If you guys could just put your name and where you're from in the chat box. I should have that's a way for me to know that you guys can hear me okay, and it's a way to figure out who's here and in the webinar with us. So go ahead and throw your name and the city or country or whatever you want to put in there where you're from, and we'll be able to get started that way. I'm not seeing anything yet.
Mike, Columbus, Ohio.
There we go. We got John and Samantha from Newbury, Massachusetts. Thanks for calling out, John and Samantha. We got Chuck from LA. How you doing, Chuck? I'm from LA as well. Well, right now I'm in LA at least. Wendy from Ontario. There's our international connection. We always got somebody outside the United States. It's always good to see. Cool. Dave from Miami. Yeah, we got all sorts of people coming in. So perfect. That means that they can hear us, Mike, so we have to be careful of what we say.
I'll cut it out now.
But we can also, that also means we can move forward. So yeah, just some quick introductions to let you know who I am, who Mike is. I'm Steve Richards, like I said before. I am the COO of Sports Networker and the Sports Executives Association. So essentially, I started as an intern and didn't actually even get the job. Trevor Turnbull gave me a chance and said, so he saw a little bit of ambition in me and gave me a chance and moved my way up the ladder from there. So now I'm sitting as the COO of the company. So I'm excited to always be continuing and moving forward with this space and helping people and supporting people in pursuing their dreams and seeing what they want to do in their lives and making it come to life. So I'm really enjoying what I'm doing. I actually just received a 30 Under 30 award from Sports Launch Magazine, which was pretty cool. So always moving forward and seeing what's next, and I'm excited about it. That's a little bit from me. Mike, on the other hand, is our sports sales aficionado. He hangs out with us once a month on these webinars, and just like me, he's in the business of helping people and helping people's dreams come true and helping them realize their dreams in any way he possibly can. So he's always got some awesome information, just like he does this month. So I'm excited to see what he has to present to us. His background is certainly in sales. Paid his way through college with sales, which is always impressive. Selling hot dogs is the story. So maybe that'll be for another day. But that's
lots and lots of hot dogs.
That's the short of it. But yeah, so Mike, he knows what he's talking about. He's got a good mix of, and we're going to have some fun, but he's also somebody who knows what he's talking about, and he's somebody to be listening to. So with that note, I get to shut up and Mike gets to talk and I get to listen to him just like everybody else. So go ahead and take it away, Mike.
And with that, I like that, Steve. Hey, congrats on that. You did not tell me that. Congratulations.
Yeah.
30 Under 30. If they have one for 31 and under, I can enter, but if they don't, I'm too old now.
Yeah.
Disqualified with my birthday a few weeks ago turning 31. But
yeah, I had somebody mention, I talked about it on Facebook, and I had somebody mention, well, I think I'm still eligible for the 50 Under 50s. Not too late to give up there.
Nice. Well, I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. We're going to jump right in. Tonight is Becoming an Efficiency Extraordinaire, like Steve said. It's 10 ways to gain more time to land your dream job in sports. It's Wednesday, May 21st, 2014, and I am your host with Steve. MarketingFunWithMike.com is where you can find me, and my real name is Mike Rudd. And I, among many things, I'm a hot dog extraordinaire, and I'm also an author, a speaker, and a sports marketing specialist. So looking forward to spending some time with you guys tonight. We're going to go through the webinar, and then we will do a Q&A at the end for any questions that you guys might have. So be thinking of stuff you want to ask Steve or I as we go through this, and save it to the end, and we'll take care of all of them. Or most of them, I should say. Because we want to go watch the Spurs-Thunder game a little bit. But here's the deal. Time. There's 60 seconds in 1 minute, 60 minutes in 1 hour, 24 hours in a day, 7 days in a week, and except for every 4 years, 365 days in a year. No matter what we do, there's no more time, like Steve said earlier. But I'll tell you what. All my clients, all the people I'm working with, if you ask people what they want more of, which they could have more of it, time over and over again is answered as the number one thing people wish they had more of over money, over a better job, over a more stable family. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous, but that's the answer. People want more time, but we can't get it, so the only answer, in my eyes, is to get more efficient, because that solves the time issue in a different way. There's no way we're going to get 25 hours, but if we can all of a sudden open up 2 extra hours a day in that 24 hours, we can get more efficient. And the reason efficiency and being organized is so important is it gives us the ability to do the things we want to do in our lives. Whether it's getting more organized and then launching a business, exploring new opportunities, if you want to go travel, if you want to have the time to build a personal brand, if you want to work on a big volunteer project in your community. There's so many different things that we always talk about. Well, if I had a little bit more time, I could do this. If I had a little bit more time, I could do that. It's time to make that a reality and actually have that time to do more stuff. And most importantly, the reason why we're all here is to help you have more opportunity and more time to spend on landing that dream job in the sports industry. Now, Steve, do you know who that is in the middle?
I don't know who that is in the middle.
Well, there's no magic machine to freeze time and go back to 1989 and get Saved by the Bell by Mr. Belding. Or maybe there is, because there I am with him last week. But
that's awesome.
We can't make a time machine. We can't freeze time to give us more opportunity to get stuff done on our to-do list. But there's ways we can get more efficient, which is just as important. By the way, Mr. Belding, awesome guy, very cool, laid back, and down to earth.
Always good to hear.
Now, the question I want to just clarify to you guys before you start asking this is, I'm a marketing expert. I'm a sales trainer expert. I can help you find your passion in life. Why should I be trusted to offer advice on efficiency? I want to tell you very briefly my story and why it matters for you guys to be able to realize what I can do. I have a full-time job at the radio station that I work at. My friend, she and I are the 2 top producers of the radio station. She spends upwards of 60 hours a week working on her programs there, whereas I spend a third of that time doing that, and we produce the same amount. In addition to that, I run my company, MarketingFunWithMike.com, full-time, I do sales trainings. I do public speaking. I meet up with Steve every single month as a sports marketing consultant and expert for the SEA and Sports Networker. I work out every single day of the week. I don't miss social activities. I'm a Toastmasters Club speaker. I launched a free basketball camp this year. I'm also a volunteer basketball coach. I launched a Central Ohio Biggest Loser type contest this year. I learned Spanish, French, and Italian, and I travel the world, and I never miss social occasions. The reason I'm telling you all of this is I have the same amount of time as everybody else. And I do all that, and I still get 6 to 8 hours of sleep every single night. I do not short myself on sleep because I'm big into health and wellness, and there's nothing worse you can do for your body than to sleep 2 hours and try to rely on that and rely on caffeine. That's my story, and that's what I have to offer in terms of my efficiency. And I've been working on a manual to help other people because my friends, clients, anybody I know knows how efficient I am, and they've always asked me, Mike, can you tell us why? Tell us how to do it. And for the past 3 or 4 years, I've always said, I don't know how to do it. I'm sorry, I would love to tell you, but I don't know how. Well, it got to the point where over the last year, I finally decided, you know what, I have to figure it out. So I started writing down all my habits, all my projects, everything I was doing, and I turned it into a research project for the last 6 months. And I'm actually coming out with a paid program in about 6 months to 9 months on efficiency. And these steps that I'm doing tonight, that I'm going to give you guys, these are steps to the actual program, the paid program that I'm going to be launching in 6 or 9 months. So just to give you the background on where this is coming from and why it matters to you. And I'll tell you what, the final goal of this efficiency is the same goal that the Sports Networker and the SEA has, and the same goal that Marketing Fun with Mike has. And that is to help you live the life that you want and that you deserve. Because you deserve greatness in your life. You have to go out and get it, though. And that definitely includes, if you're here, landing and growing in your dream career in the sports world. What do you want on your horizon? That's the question you need to ask yourself. In your life, starting tomorrow, starting tonight, what are you willing to cut out and sacrifice to live the life that you want and you deserve in this world? Because it's not just enough to want it and to feel like you deserve it. It takes a lot more to put yourself out there and go get it. So with that, we're going to jump in. 10 ways to get more efficient today, tonight. 1, no more useless notifications. And what I mean by useless notifications is on your cell phone, on your computer. I have a friend that I work with that, I don't know, every 2 to 3 minutes, they get a notification, new friend on Facebook. They get a notification, Yahoo email. Then they get a notification on their phone, work email. The same way you get a notification of a text message. And it goes on and on and on, all day like this. And then that person at the end of the day looks at me and says, gosh, how'd you get all that stuff done today? Because I don't have any useless notifications on my phone. Actually, I don't have any notifications on my phone. I have a notification if somebody calls me, if somebody leaves a voicemail, or if I receive a text message. And even that, I keep my phone on silent all day long when I'm doing work. Those notifications over and over again will take up so much extra time. And there's a real easy way to solve that. I'm not talking about if you log in to your Twitter page, that you don't have a notification showing that you have a new follower. I'm talking about the time that it pops open on your phone and it distracts you from doing the work that you should be doing. It's very easy to get rid of those notifications. If you go into your phone, you can go to settings and you can pull it out, so the only time you get a notification is when you get onto the actual site. Speaking of that, no more useless apps on your phone that give you notifications. The rule in the efficiency program that I am implementing is you're going to keep 10 apps on your phone, and that's it. I actually wanted to have it be 7, but my wife told me I was nuts, and people have way more apps than I do. Because I'm pulling up my phone right now and looking at it, guys. The apps that I have on my phone are Uber, which if it's not in your area yet, just wait, it's going to be awesome.
Sure is.
Map My Run, Map My Ride, Twitter, and Instagram, and Pandora. So I have 6. Pick 10 apps that you use that you need. I use all of those pretty much on the daily. Get down to the 10 that you use the most, or the 10 that have the most benefit, and get rid of the rest of them. It's taking up too much of your time. Number 3, make a top 4 priority list every single day. We make to-do lists that are hundreds of items, it seems like sometimes, in length. And it just is so unreasonable to think that you're going to be able to get all that work done in one day. Instead, what you need to do, and what I have done and it's worked wonders for me, the night before, not the morning of, the night before your next day of work, or this can be outside of work in your career as well. This can be personal as well as professional. Know the top 4 things that you have to get done that are an absolute priority that day, and do those no matter what. Everything else is a secondary on that list. It'd be great to get it done, but if you don't, it's going to be okay, and you'll be able to get it done the next day or at a later date. For instance, for me today, my top 4 priorities were I had to do an hour's worth of prospecting at the radio station for my new clients. I had to do this webinar. I had to do an interview with Marketing Fun with Mike. Wonderful lady named Gail, who hosts an online radio show, wanted to have me on the show, and we did an hour-long podcast and interview. And then my workout. I wanted to get my workout in. Now, I've done a lot of other things, but at the end of the day, if I would have only gotten those 4 things done, it would have been just if we put 85 things on this to-do list every day, we get 21 of them done, and instead of being excited about the 21 things we got done, we're upset at ourselves for the 64 that we didn't get done. Revamp that list.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Steve. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, just when you're talking about, the 21 things that you do get done, but like you could get the important things might not get done as well. Like even like the prioritizing of what's important. Like if you have 4, these 4 are going to be important,
Yeah, absolutely. These are the 4 that you're like, I have to get these done today.
Yeah.
Or else. So number 4, in the spirit of hot dogs, as Steve and I hit on earlier, if you can eat a hot dog in the time that it would take you to do a task, do the task immediately. Too many times we procrastinate. Now, for me, that may be 2 minutes. Steve's a little bit of a slower eater. It might be like 4.5 for him.
Yeah, I get more tasks.
But either way, it's got to be under 5 or 6 minutes. If you have a task that you can get done in 5 minutes or less, you need to do it immediately if you can do it. Don't put it off, because the problem is we're like, I'll do that later. I'll wait for that. For instance, tonight I had a load of laundry done because I'm leaving tomorrow morning, and I was thinking in my head, I could probably do that when I get back from my long weekend. And I was thinking in my head, why on earth would I put off folding laundry for 5 minutes when I'm not going to get home till Monday night of Memorial Day at around midnight? It just doesn't make any sense. And I did it, and now it's done. We save those tasks up until some Sunday that you think you don't have anything to do. You have 27 5-minute tasks. And instead of enjoying the nice weather or having a fun day with your family or friends or going on a long run, you're doing these mundane tasks that you slowly let build up one by one by one by one over and over again. So if you can eat a hot dog or a veggie dog in the time that you can do a task, do it. Number 5, check into rehab. Admit you have a problem with social media. The issue with social media is we spend too much time on it, not doing the things that really matter and help. I like social media a lot. I think Throwback Thursday on Instagram is awesome. I love getting on Facebook and wishing people happy birthday. I love getting on LinkedIn and meeting new contacts. Twitter, I find out something new every single day. But we can't hang out all day long on every single social media outlet, scrolling, waiting for updates, living in this digital world when the rest of the world, you know what the rest of the world is doing? It's continuing and everything's going on without you. The real hard work, the real gritty work that you need to do to live the life that you want and deserve is not found on social media all day. You need to pick your times, pick your outlets, and then when you get on there, have a purpose. Or, if it's the end of the night and instead of watching TV, you just want to scroll Twitter, talk to your friends, get on Instagram, whatever you want to do, that's fine. The point is, when it's 1 o'clock on Tuesday afternoon and you have one of your 4 priority tasks to get done, and instead you're scrolling your news feed on Google Plus or Facebook, you need to check yourself into social media rehab and get off of that because it's wasting your time. Number 6, workplace cleanse. You may work from home, you may work in an office, you may work with sloppy roommates. It doesn't matter where you are. If you give your station, wherever you work at, a nice cleanse, I promise it'll feel better. Doesn't matter if it's just a little area at a restaurant that you're working at. Whatever it is, organize that workplace. Clear out anything that doesn't belong there. Get rid of anything that's junk. Scan anything that's clutter into your computer if you need to save it or recycle it. Clean it down. Put up some new photos of yourself and those close to you. Put up some new inspirational, motivational quotes. Make that place feel like you just got it brand new. And give it a thorough cleansing. The more you do that, the more inspired and organized you're going to feel when you're spending time in that space. Number 7, this is one of my favorites. Get rid of unnecessary meetings. For some reason, there are people in this world who feel like they need to justify their title or their position with having lots of meetings. Whether that's personal, it can be personal or professional. People do that. You don't have, it is your time. You do not have to go to their unnecessary meetings. There is a polite way to decline them. There is ways to start assuming. For instance, I have a couple of clients that I know they feel like they need to have meetings to have meetings. And often I'll ask them, hey, you know what? What do you say we? Do you really think we need to do this over like a 2-hour meeting or a 2-hour call? If I just have my stuff and send it over to you after we're done, do you think that'll do the trick? Oh yeah, I never really thought about that. That's fine. I have some clients that don't get any work done all day because they're in meetings all day long. and you need to start figuring out the ones that are unnecessary. And in my program that I'm working on, I have a whole series of steps to show you how to get rid of these unnecessary meetings. But start recognizing what you can go without, because the more meetings that you don't have to attend that are useless, there are useful meetings, I want to clarify that, but the useless ones take up tons of time that you could have to help live the life that you want and deserve and to land your dream job. Number 8, it's a 10-minute break rule. Our brains are not meant to do hard, gritty strategy work for hours on end without a break. For every 15 minutes that you do hard, thought-provoking strategy work, you need to take a 10-minute break. And it's not for a candy bar and a caramel latte. It is to go take a walk, to go get a fresh cup of hot tea and water, to just go stretch and think about nothing. It needs to be a healthy refresher so that you can go back in there and crank out another 50 minutes of that type of work. Number 9, embrace who you are. Recognize what you want to do, where you want to go, and how you want to live your life. And if there's stuff that isn't aligning with those objectives, you need to start putting them not as high on the totem pole. If you're spending all day, every day doing a bunch of stuff that you don't enjoy, that's not helping the world, and that's not helping you go to where you want to get, nobody's forcing you to do that. And you need to embrace who you are and what you want to be and where you want to go and start going after that mentality and mindset. And finally, number 10, create your image. Create your image of where you want to be in 1 year, in 3 years, in 5 years, in 10 years. Map it out. Start giving a little bit of description of where you're going to be living, what you want to be doing. Do you want to be out on your own? Do you want to be working in partnership with somebody? Do you want to be working for a different company? Do you want to be at the same company but have a new position? There's a lot of different things you could do. But until you start creating that image and start working towards making that a reality, it's just a fantasy. And the more you can do that, the more you can embrace who you are and create your image, the more efficient you're going to get, because you know exactly who you are and exactly where you want to go. There's no waffling. There's no back and forth. There's no, I don't know, maybe, maybe not, maybe, maybe not. You know, and you can start getting there as soon as possible. Why is this efficiency so important? It's a 24/7 world with news, with sports, with multimedia. It's never going to end. It's a dizzying spin cycle. And because of that, we could always use that excuse of, we're just too busy and we don't have enough time to keep, and that keeps us down over and over again. But there's one life. You are going to have one life, and there's a lot to do, and there's a lot to explore, and the opportunities are endless. So wasting a bunch of the time doing stuff that you don't want to do is pointless. Start thinking about the possibilities. If you have, and I picked 14 more hours each week, that's 2 hours a day to grow in your career and your life. Think about what you could do with that time. It is there in your life right now. I don't care how efficient or organized you might already be. There are a lot of ways you can get even more efficient and organized, and you could spend that 14 hours. You don't have to stay up 14 extra hours. You can use the same 14 hours you're already awake and work towards that image that you've already created. And all of a sudden you have too much time on your hands. Guess what you can do with too much time? You can be like me and learn French and Spanish, or train for half marathons, or go to Toastmasters, or launch a kids basketball camp. Stuff that you just want to do for the heck of it, not because it's going to really make you a bunch of money or anything to do with that, because it's fun and because it helps other people and I enjoy doing it. You can do that too. And that's not really a problem. That's a great opportunity to have. That's why efficiency is important. Remember that this is a foundation that you're laying down. you're putting the groundwork in right now, and there's a lot more ways. There's at least 15 more ways to free up more time because my program that I'm doing is 25 ways. But I guarantee you, by the time I get done with my case studies, the people that I'm working with on this, there's going to be other ways, and people have other things that they know how to free up even more time than that. But the bigger question is, when you have too much time, what are you going to do with it? Take that action and spend that time finding that dream job that you want to get. Let's have a little bit of a toast to efficiency
Pop the champagne.
because it's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. It can lead to a lot of great things. Now I'm going to actually hand it over to Steve. We got a special webinar offer for you guys tonight on the Sports Executive Association. Steve, can you got the screen handy? You want to take it away here?
Yeah. Yeah. So, can you see my screen okay there, Mike? Yeah, it says I'm showing my screen.
I actually cannot.
Oh, okay.
If everybody wants to type in, can you guys see Steve's screen there?
You guys see my screen okay? It says I'm showing it. Just go ahead and put it in the chat box just to make sure that you guys can see me, because we're gonna talk about the SEA that Mike was talking about, and we're gonna see go over everything that we have to offer you guys. Yeah, we got a yes. I can see it. Cool.
Okay.
So yeah, we're good. Here I am in the Sports Executives Association, our membership site that Mike was alluding to, and you can see everything that we have in here. I'm gonna get rid of this panel real quick. So yeah, we have all sorts of stuff. Just on this front page alone, you can see all of the bonus material we have along this right side. We have endless PDFs to offer you guys. This is actually something you guys could be doing with your more time, with being more efficient, and just spending a little bit of time out in here. And this is how you can go and chase that dream job in sports for sure. The webinars and interviews, what you're seeing right now, is being recorded at this moment. So we've had a couple issues with GoToWebinar in the past, but as long as it records, we throw all of our past webinars in this webinars and interviews. And the reason that it's in interviews is because we have live Q&As where we've interviewed the go-to sources, people like Darren Ravel and people like Tiki Barber. We've interviewed people that have made it in sports and know what it takes to make it in sports and in business. And they give tips and tricks and thoughts, and it's completely an interactive thing where it's invaluable information, really, is what I'm trying to get down to. We also have these core trainings on. They'll talk to you about how to get jobs in sports and how to focus on social media in sports to optimize it so that you are the one that's standing out and sticking out from the crowd, because everybody wants to be in sports and working in sports, but the way to stand out and stick out is all within the Sports Executives Association, and that's what we're offering for you guys. We also have, you can see there's a networking tab up here. Part of that is our members only Facebook page that we have. This is a private group. You have to be accepted. You see, we even have requests along the side here, but you have to sign up for the SEA, and once you do, you're in this members group. There's only 156 people in here. It's exclusive. Mike and I are in here. You can hang out with us, and who wouldn't want to do that? There's all sorts of things.
No doubt, man.
It creates conversation. It creates topics, but there's also people in here that are both hirers in sports, employers in sports, and people looking for employment in sports. So whether you're an employer or hoping to be an employee, you can find networking opportunity and connection opportunity, because that's what it's all about, really. About the people that you know, and creating that network of people saying, hey, well, this is really I was talking to this person because they're in the Sports Executives Association, and they're really a go-getter, and they're looking for a job in sports, because it might not be the person that's in this group, but a person in this group might know someone who can get you that job as well. So the networking value can't be understated in this thing, and it's really it's really fun. We have a lot of fun with it, and it's an important part of the Sports Executives Association. Let me get back to the site here. So yeah, we have books, we have ebooks, we have trainings, all our bonuses. That's where the ebooks are. As this loads up, you see here we got Mike's smiling face up here right at the top with his hot dog stand marketing sports sales book. We have this awesome mental side of sports ebook. You can see here along the side the Facebook group. We also have a LinkedIn group that's as exclusive as the Facebook group is. Again, another way to connect and network and meet people. We have deals on work and sports. This is a career coaching that you can sign up for. We have that as well. And then we have the books that we've created. Acing a sports job interview, resume, cover letter. Those again are things that make you stand out because there's everybody wants to be in sports, but standing out is really where you're going to get the bang for your buck for this thing, and it's really going to pay for itself. Obviously, when you're sitting in your dream chair, your dream job in sports, you're going to be thinking back and saying, "Man, I'm glad I only paid $27 a month." And well, for this month, you only pay $10 for this month, so it really pays for itself if you use it. If you use all of our resources and use them efficiently, as Mike would say, we get to
Yeah.
we can really get it done and really have it pay for itself and really it's a life-changing type of membership, and we're excited to be bringing it to you and excited to bring it to you every month. So it's a lot of fun, and we always want to have more people be involved.
Absolutely. Steve, you want to hand it back over to me, and I'll show them what else I got to offer tonight?
Absolutely. And then, yeah, like Mike said, we're doing the live Q&A. So feel free to go ahead and ask those questions up, and just go ahead and start sending those questions in, so we have plenty to ask when we start our live Q&A, which will start in a couple minutes here.
Yeah. What Steve hit on, that was perfect. We're talking about getting that efficiency and getting that more time. If you have 2 more hours every single day and you can join in our group, the SEA, and spend 1 hour in there every single day and 1 hour doing other programs, you're going to be on your way. So here's how you sign up. It's sportsexec.net/deal. It's right here on the screen. It's $10 for the first 30 days, and after that it's $27 a month. You can cancel anytime. But Steve and I are doing a webinar in here every single month. When Steve and I do webinars outside of Sports Network or together, we charge over $50. So the webinar itself is paying for itself. There's tons of good opportunities in there. I'm accessible anytime when you remember the SEA. So is Steve. And it's just really a great program if you're trying to do what we talk about in here, which is finding your dream job, finding a different career path, finding more ways to help you live the life you want to deserve. On top of all that tonight, anybody who signs up, you email me if interested, and I'm going to give you the opportunity to be a case study in my efficiency blueprint. And you're going to, first of all, you're going to receive 15 more steps in the entire program for free. All you have to do is email me, Mike, at marketingfunwithmike.com after you sign up, and we'll begin the program. I'm doing 6 case studies. That's it. And I have 4 of them right now already spoken for. What you're going to do and what that will involve is going through my 25 steps. You're going to do a before interview with me and an after interview with me. And then you're going to get the entire program when it rolls out, and I've made edits and revamps on it again a second time for free, along with the case studies of everybody else. Program's going to be 3 different levels from $59 upwards to $150. I'm going to give this to 2 people who sign up tonight for the SEA and email me afterwards that want to go through this program and want to get 14 more hours of their time for free. And that's it. So sign up tonight. Nothing should be holding you back on this. sportsexec.net/deal. We've shown the value. Steve, let's jump into some live Q&A, man.
Yeah, sounds great. Yeah, we only have the one question from Jeremy, which obviously we'll go over right now. But guys, feel free to ask whatever questions you have that came up during the webinar, and we'll get to plenty of them. We have a couple minutes here still before we finish up. So anything that comes to your mind, feel free to ask, and we'll get it done. Yeah, like I mentioned, the first question is from Jeremy, and he mentions that he likes reading professional development articles, but they take a lot of time to really digest for him. So he's asking for thoughts or tips on how to quickly determine what articles are really worth reading to him.
Jeremy, that's a great question because there's a ton of stuff out there. There's tons, and unfortunately, some of it is junk, and some of it's incredible. What I have done and worked for me the best way is using this app called Feedly. It's Feedly. It's not an app for your phone. It's actually an app on, like, I use it on my MacBook. And I load in blogs and websites, personal development articles, professional development articles, and blogs for myself that I really enjoy. And I'll load in 10 sites, and anytime a new article gets posted by that site, it refreshes into my feed. Now, I'm constantly adapting. I'm constantly finding new sites that I like. Some of these sites, I've gotten what I need to get from them, and I've outgrown them, and I get rid of them. But to really sift through, you gotta kind of go through some clutter. You gotta find some stuff that really works, and the best way to keep getting this stuff that really, really works is to immediately load it in to that Feedly, Feedly. Put it in there, and then you'll start reading it every single time it populates a new article. I have Seth Godin's blog in there. You can get my blog in there. You can get the Sports Networker blog. I have Tim Ferriss's blog in there. The Economist. There's a lot of different ones in there that you can put. And then spend 20 minutes, 25 minutes each day, have that time blocked off, and get in there and read those. And give yourself a little bit of time to digest it afterwards. That's my advice on that.
Yeah, I mean that's great. It's awesome. I kind of along the same lines. There was one that was suggested in that podcast I mentioned that I've been working on, and it was Prismatic, which you can find at getprismatic.com, which essentially is you like topics or certain things of your interests, and then you just click like, and it suggests articles that have been going through the internet that on that day or in the recent history. So, so yeah, it's essentially pretty much the same thing as Feedly, which you were talking about. So that's
Awesome.
those are definitely the good ways to go through it. And I sent both Feedly and getprismatic.com on the chat box. So cool.
Great.
Um, yeah, look, I got a question from Wendy, who it looks like she's interested in the case study stuff. She's just wondering if names will be changed in the case studies, and saying that that might be best for professional purposes. So it sounds like she's interested in it. She just wants to get clarity on it.
Yeah, I'd be happy to change names. I would need your honest feedback on what you need to get more efficiency out of your time and day. But out of the people that I've already chosen, one of them has already talked to me about changing their name and change their name, position, and all that stuff. It'll just be way so long as you can still talk about what you need help with and what you liked. The biggest part of the case study is it benefits you to get it for free, and then it will also benefit the people who purchase it down the road by you letting them know, like, oh, this part was great. I had a lot of trouble with this, but here's some tips and advice to get through this.
Nice. Yeah.
So, and Wendy, I'd love to hear from you. If you sign up, just email me, and I can get you locked in for July or August on the case study, or June.
Yeah, that's perfect. So yeah, we're short on questions tonight. Feel free to ask any questions, like I said, to throw them in the box and we'll get them answered. But I guess while we're waiting for some questions to come in. Can you talk a little bit more about, without giving too much away, obviously, about the case study and what it involves and what people are signing up for when they sign up for the SCA? They get that case study for free.
Yeah, I would love to. Really, what you'll be able to get is I have a 50-page PDF that has 25 steps, and each day you're going to go through one of these steps. And each day there's going to be a story, why it's going to help you get more efficient, and an action step that you need to take. Some days it's going to take you 5 minutes. Some days it might take an hour for you to do. But you go through the 25 steps. We'll do a pre-interview that's going to be recorded as an MP3 that people will be able to download, and that will just say, hey, this is what I'm struggling with. Man, I'm disorganized here. This is what I really hope to get out of the program. This is my key points that I'm really looking to really hopefully grow in. And then as you go through the case study, I just need your honest feedback about what you're going through, what you're experiencing, and then we'll do a post interview that will be an MP3 as well. Just a short 10, 15-minute interview. Just here's what you thought about it, and then the notes that you give me, I'm going to transcribe into a one sheet for people who then, when they purchase the program, they're going to get the program with the 25 steps. Then they're also going to get these MP3 before and after interviews to see what the people were experiencing and what happened, and then they'll also get a 1 or 2 page case study that I've put together based on the feedback that you've given me.
That's awesome. And did you get a price point on the? Did you mention what the price point would be if somebody's paying for the program?
Yeah, the lowest level is going to be just for the PDF and a action word of the day calendar to motivate you is going to be $59, and then to also get the 6 case studies, and I'm doing a couple bonus videos with some highly touted sports marketing and sales business professionals. That's going to be $89 or $99 depending on how many I have in there. And then the third level, which will be you'll get all those programs, plus you'll get 5 Skype sessions with me is to go through, 1 before the program, 3 during, and 1 after. It's going to be $159. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there you go. There's your value for
yeah.
15 extra steps. $9.97. How about that?
Exactly.
Nice. Cool. So Wendy's chimed in with another question. We appreciate the participation, Wendy. She's asking what you spend time on when using LinkedIn. So obviously she got the social media. Sometimes need to tone it back, but when on social media sites like LinkedIn, she's asking about LinkedIn specifically, where you spend your time to be the most efficient.
The best way for me is for what I enjoyed being on there is looking inside of the groups, finding the groups that either my clients or customers or prospects or people that do the same thing as me are all hanging out in. And if there's a way I can go in there and just read what they're talking about and discussing and learn some tips, share some stories, hear their advice about any struggle areas for me and how I might be able to help them. And it's just really a launching point to build and cultivate relationships for me out in the real world in the long term. It's a way where there's a lot of my possible prospects, clients, and customers hanging out. And it's also a point where there's a lot of other. I do sales training one-on-one for people. There's a lot of other really good sales trainers out there that are hanging out in these groups, like sales training groups, and they'll offer their advice, and I can pick their brain and give value and offer value without. You don't just get in there and spam like, hey, I wrote a new blog post. Hey, listen to my podcast. It's about building a relationship with people like you do in real life. So that's what I do. It's worked great for me. You can join up to 50 groups on LinkedIn, and I think I'm at 50.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Yeah. There's another question in here. Might need a little clarification, but I'm gonna read it and see if you can answer better than I could.
Great.
Um, it's Wendy again. She's saying I'm the generation where there's a disconnect between work and social media, i.e., who is doing your work while you are cruising social media. So her question is, how do you choose what is important on social media? I'm thinking is where what she's getting at there, kind of along the same lines as LinkedIn, but this probably talks to like Facebook and Twitter as well.
Oh yeah. So the difference between I guess my main point is if you're using it for professional means, like I use LinkedIn, then it's okay to use during the day. But if you're supposed to be doing one of your top four priorities and instead you're perusing Facebook, looking at your friends' kids' baby pictures all day long, that's when you need to check into social media rehab.
Yeah, there you go.
So.
Yeah, another one in here from Jeremy. He's asking if you have any efficiency or process management related groups that you recommend on LinkedIn. So I think maybe he's looking for something even specifically for efficiency. Or
Yeah, Jeremy, there's couple. One is home and office organizing, which kind of delves into that efficiency. Another one that I am involved in that I really enjoy is living a passionate life, because that kind of goes back to people want to be efficient so they have time to live that passionate life. Then another one is time skills, I believe is the name, time skills management. I found these through Googling inside the LinkedIn, efficiency, time management skills, stuff like that. But those are three. If you have any issue looking for them, email me, and I can email you back the exact name of them. But yeah, there's a couple good ones out there. So
awesome.
great.
Yeah, it looks like
Hey,
yeah. Jeremy said sounds good. Thanks. So message loud and
my
clear.
pleasure.
So yeah, I mean, there's no other questions coming into the chat box.
All right.
Again, feel free to ask as many questions as you'd like. While waiting, we'll give it a couple extra minutes here to see if somebody has a question that comes in. I also want to mention that with the SEA, we're here to help you guys. We're here to support you guys, and that's what it's all about, in helping you guys land your dream job, find your dream job in sports. So what we are planned to do is reach out to the members and find what they really want to talk about and what they want to hear about. Because Mike's pretty good at being a chameleon and making sure that he can give you his expertise in any category pretty much. So whatever you guys want to hear about and learn about and get some tips and tricks and awesome advice on, just to let us know. And that's what our next webinar will focus around. We're committed to catering to you guys and whatever you guys would want. And the way to do that is to sign up for the SEA. And I mean, we're only going to ask our SEA members because they're obviously you guys are paying for our services. So we want to cater to you guys and make sure you guys are getting the most value and the value that you're paying for each month out of the site. So if that comes in the form of doing a webinar focused on what you want to hear about, then that's how it comes, and we're more than happy to do that. So please
Absolutely. Just
stay active and reach out to us, and we'll continue to reach out to you.
sounds great. You could hit it on the head, Steve.
Yeah,
Even if you're already a member of the SCA, just reach out to Steve or I, let us know, and we'll be happy to help. So,
yeah,
all right.
absolutely. It looks like we haven't had any more questions come in, but Wendy who is already a member. She said in her first 2 weeks in the SCA, she attended 2 different sports conferences, which is obvious. That's another aspect of our site. We reach out to conferences and see what tickets we can offer our members for free. So that's well worth the value right there, as Wendy says. So um,
Great.
yeah, Nelson.
Glad to have you, Wendy.
Yeah. So Nelson is asking about advertising with the SEA. Nelson, go ahead and email me Personally, my email address, we have Mike's email address up there, but emailing me at steve.richards at sportsnetworker.com. You can go ahead and email me about any inquiries about advertising and stuff like that, but we'd be more than happy to expose our audience and let our audience see what you have to offer for the SEA. So we're more than happy
Great.
with that partnership as well.
And make sure if you want to be a case study, especially when I know you reach out, email me and we can talk from there. So
Yeah, absolutely.
great. Well, thank you everybody. We appreciate the time. We look forward to seeing you again in a few weeks. In the time in between then, stay active, be passionate. Email Steve or I, or find us in the LinkedIn and Facebook groups. And until then, we'll see you in 4 weeks and have a great night.
Yeah, absolutely. Mike said it. We're in there, so stay active, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
Yeah. See you guys.